Now we're going to go into playoff talk because, the teams that are making the playoffs are going to be, drafted in the lottery here. So, Eastern Conference, how do you guys see 1 through 8 playing out? Is Cleveland going to maintain that number 1 seed, or do you think Toronto's going to make a run for it? So give me
Depends.
Give me your
How many times does Toronto play the Bulls?
I am not sure.
Is that a cheap shot there?
That's a cheap shot.
How many times does
It's the only time that we can trash talk a team.
How many times does Dougie McDermott got to put up 25 plus? Anyways,
they don't play the Bulls at all, so yeah, they can take the 1.
Okay, so go 1 through 8.
The implosion of Cleveland has been just hilarious to watch. I think this is a team where, on paper, they look great, but they can't even put the pieces together. I think it's a lot of the issues that we've kind of gone over in the past.
LeBron getting a little homesick?
No,
by homesick, I mean Miami.
It's the poor use of love, but the upside is the move for Channing Frye. Mm-hmm. I think it's had a great impact on the team. He's been shooting lights out since he's been there. I think that was a smart move for this team. But
I totally didn't trash it.
Yeah, it totally didn't happen. You were just like, what? But yeah, this is a team that's just going to keep falling. I don't see them losing out to like Atlanta, but they're going to drop down to the 2.
You think Cleveland's going to drop down to the 2?
Yeah.
So give me.
I got Toronto at 1.
Give me your 1 through 8.
All right. So I do have Toronto at 1, Cleveland at 2, and then Miami's going to jump Atlanta. So another switch up there, and then Charlotte, Boston, Indy are all staying the same. And I'm praying to God that Detroit beats out Chicago for that last spot. Not only because I want the lottery pick for Chicago. Mm-hmm. But it's because I want to actually watch Detroit.
I'm hoping the Kings do well enough to where they have like the 11th pick, because then it becomes ours.
Yeah. All right. So your 1-8 matchup will be Toronto versus Detroit.
Yep.
Then you got Cleveland versus Indiana.
Yep.
Then Miami versus Boston.
Correct.
Then Atlanta versus Charlotte.
Yes.
Is there any lower seed that can make an upset in the first round that you think that
honestly,
they could do it?
The problem here is like the 3 through 8 are all so close in talent that it just becomes a matchup. Like that's all it comes down to. So I don't know. Boston has some fantastic mid-range to big guys. So if they go up against a team like Miami, who I don't know if Bosh will be there at that time, there's a potential to abuse them down low. I mean, Whiteside has played lights out, but at the same time, he's one man. Mm-hmm. So if they're going to roll with a 3-big lineup, I mean, there's no chance.
Yeah, plus, are you going to trust D-Wade and his health, and is he really going to be able to go through a 7-game series and really come up and beat D-Wade that we've seen in the playoffs before?
Exactly.
Ricky, give me your 1 through 8 in the East.
I think with the top 2, I'm going to stay Cleveland, Toronto, and the reason
I agree with you.
The big reason why is looking at the schedules. Toronto has a game at San Antonio. You're not going to win that one. They also have a game at home against Oklahoma City. I am going to give the nod to the Thunder. And there's just those few games where it's like, okay, you have tougher opponents down the stretch than the Cavaliers.
Quality of opponent doesn't matter to Cleveland. They'll lose to anybody.
Well, and I mean, I feel like with what they have left, they can pull it out and just maintain. The big thing that'll be interesting is when we get to the last 2 games.
Okay.
Because I'll say this, if they are tied by the last 2 games,
hedging your bets a little here?
Toronto will take it, because guess who Toronto ends the season with?
Who?
Philly and Brooklyn.
Wow, that's a rough finish.
They're winning those games. There's no doubt about it. But I see Cleveland, Toronto. I kind of want to say Miami could jump Atlanta for the 3.
Sexy.
Then have Miami, Atlanta, Boston, Charlotte. Then I'm going to have Bulls at the 7, Pistons at the 8.
Whoa.
And the Raptors get upset in the first round because the Bulls can only beat the Raptors.
So you got Indy totally out of this.
Maybe.
I don't think the Bulls are going to win a playoff series. I don't think they're going to beat the Raptors.
The only playoff series we can win is against the Raptors. So give me something.
You're wearing the shirt right now.
He
so
lined up this entire playoffs just so we could beat the Raptors.
So we can beat the Raptors.
I agree that Cleveland's going to stay the 1.
Then in this situation, it's like, you know what? Actually, no. Have Atlanta at the 3, Miami at the 4, so Miami can play Cleveland and hopefully knock them out by the time we get to the conference final.
Anyways,
if we get to the conference final.
I agree that Cleveland is going to stay at number 1. Yeah, 2K Ricky. I think Cleveland's going to stay at number 1. And the one thing that I liked about Cleveland was when LeBron took a day off against the Mavericks, and it was just Kyrie and K-Love.
And he took off.
And K-Love had like 18 and 16, and Kyrie put up 33. Yeah. Those 2 together, I was like,
Kyrie also had a push on the stat sheet.
Yes,
wow.
He had a Michael Jordan push.
But anyways, I think the Bulls are going to fall out. I think the Pistons are going to overseed them. And I think that we can see a late run from the Milwaukee Bucks, and we can see the Pacers drop out.
Wow.
I'm gonna say that just
a
out of
team
crazy.
that's five games back of the 8th spot.
That's 6-4 in their past 10 games. I think Giannis. This is bold prediction there.
I love it.
They get smoked. You know what? I'm gonna throw something out different. Sorry, Ricky, that the Bulls are not gonna play the Toronto Raptors.
Oh, I would
Anyways,
not be upset if the Bulls missed the playoffs because that means
last week you guys when I wasn't here,
Yeah.
you talked about them taking Western Conference Finals.
Gotta have a little bit of hope, man.
Western Conference playoffs. Who's your 1 through 8 here? And I think the one's pretty easy.
So 1 through 8, the Warriors, followed by the Warriors, followed by the Warriors, followed by the Warriors.
Because it doesn't fucking matter at this point.
The Spurs are 4 games back. Do
Do you know how far back 4 games is?
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying the Warriors are on this specific,
Might as well be 40.
Yeah, but the Warriors are on this historic run. The Spurs are only 4 games back.
Yeah,
That's the crazy thing.
We mentioned this last week. If you were here.
I would say it's a shame like we didn't have any input on this discussion previously.
I think Warriors and Spurs obviously 1 and 2.
Well, it all comes down to their last few because there's 3 games left: 1 in Oakland, 2 in San Antonio.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I
No, the Warriors are getting the 1 seed.
I think Spurs beat them once. I think
Spurs are going to rest them for the last one.
Yeah, so I think Warriors, Spurs, Thunders, Clippers. You guys disagree there?
I completely agree.
I think 1 through 4 is going to stay the same.
It's not like Memphis is going to jump up and take anybody on 10-day contracts.
Weirdly enough, I think Memphis is going to.
What if they did? Like Sean's bold prediction of Milwaukee. What if the Grizzlies?
They're 4-6 in their last 10. They're not even hot.
Whatever. I'm not edging that bad. I'm just saying, what if?
Yeah, but they lost 4 straight now.
They literally have like 2 NBA players on their team.
They have Lance Stevenson as I think is their main guard right now. But I think Memphis will probably stay at the 5 just because I don't think Portland can push them out.
I absolutely think Portland will push them out.
Oh, you think Portland's going to push them out?
Yeah.
I think Portland's going to stay at the 6. I think the Rockets are going to fall out. I think the Mavericks are going to stay in, and I think the Jazz are going to jump in.
I think that everything is going to stay the same except flip Dallas and Utah.
I think Dallas is going to stay. I think Dirk's going to do something. I think I love Dirk too much.
Not if he keeps getting pushed out of the way.
Is this Dirk's last year?
No. Dirk's coming back next year.
I love it.
One team, though, I think Portland can upset the Thunder. I think with Lillard and with
CJ
McCollum,
I would really love that.
I think they could push them to 7 at least. I think.
Do we see another Lillard buzzer beater like we saw against the Rockets?
Possibly. I think
they're such a fun backcourt to watch too,
and that's why I think they have the chance. I think Portland can do something here, and I think Memphis is going to get smoked by the Clippers, and they're going to lose in 3 games. That's how bad. That's how bad they're going to get smoked there.
Or does Lance Stevenson come back and get revenge on his old team?
No,
I don't foresee that happening.
I don't think. Knowing the Memphis Grizzlies, they'll probably have Michael Beasley at their starting.
Honestly, I just don't want to watch a Houston Clippers matchup.
Oh no,
I'm just praying that doesn't line up. That's the only thing, because that was the worst fucking series I've ever seen, and I've only seen about half of it because I just gave up.
Portland, Los Angeles would be fun.
You know what? I'm changing. I am going to say that Dallas gets the 7th and they actually get in because I want to see Dallas and San Antonio.
That'd be fun.
That'd
be fun. I would love to see a Timmy D. Timmy D versus Dirk one more time. I love it.
I
love it.
There's only one Dallas Maverick matchup I'd want to see more, but it probably won't happen in the first round or ever. They play the Clippers. DeAndre Jordan against Dallas, and then DeAndre Jordan loses in the playoffs to Dallas.
I don't think Dallas is going to beat the Clippers.
Quite have the firepower for that.
What if though? What would Mark Cuban would just be like double middle fingers
up,
right Draymond's face.
I think Mark Cuban would go out and I don't know, maybe buy a couple billboards in the city and just go to town with it.
It would just say thanks, DeAndre.
Yeah,
and in like white lettering with a blue background. All right. Final thought, because I think you guys probably did this last week. Who's your finals winner and who's the MVP of the finals?
I'm gonna say Steph Curry wins it. He's gonna be the NBA Finals champion, the MVP. He's the one that wins.
He's also most improved player.
He's also the most improved player from last year.
And let's just toss in Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
let's just give him everything.
He gets everything. Coach of the Year.
MVP
they beat the Cavs.
NBA Finals.
I have nothing more to say. I have nothing to add to this conversation. Ricky's already said it all.
Okay, I'm going to say Warriors win. I say the Warriors beat Toronto, and I say
Toronto.
And I say Brandon Rush is your Finals MVP.
What?
Because Andre Iguodala came out of nowhere, so Brandon Rush is going to come out of nowhere.
Brandon Rush.
What if Draymond was the MVP?
I could see it. I could see him having like
that
5
stat stuff in Draymond.
Would Steph Curry really go? Really?
Well,
Did he go,
no,
can I get the Finals MVP one more time? One time, guys.
But what? Well, he's gonna have multiple chances. I don't think
He
he's
had
worried.
multiple
Yeah.
chances, but
I think he's gonna be filling up his hands.
Yeah, but 0 for 2. I mean, that's not a good start.
I think he's gonna be fine with his regular season MVPs. Yeah. Anyways. We're going to wrap it up here for the Fast Break Podcast. Thank you, everyone, for listening out there. If you really liked this, like it on SoundCloud, like it on YouTube, repost it to all your SoundCloud followers. And if you really loved it, share it out to all of your friends. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if we can get to that quicker, that'd be awesome. But thank you, everyone, for your support. We really love it. And we've been seeing our numbers jump, which is fantastic. And if you want to see what we're saying when we're not doing these on Saturday, recording these on Saturdays, follow us on Twitter. I am at Schwarbo. Ricky is at Ricky Widmer. Dave is at Dave _ tweet. Yes. Dave _ tweet. Dave don't tweet. And follow us on Most Valuable Pod on Twitter. Like us on Facebook as well. But that's going to wrap it up for this week's Facebook episode. Fast Break episode. Thank you very much for listening. And we're going to see you next week.
Thank you for listening to this MVP podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Most Valuable Pod for more great podcasts.